My name's Rob, and I cared for my wife Fran, who died of ovarian cancer.
I'm Anne, and I cared for my mum Frances for several years.
My name is Shana, and I cared for my daughter Dolly.
The experience of caring for someone with a life-limiting illness for me was incredibly profound.
I think I immediately became aware that it was going to be a huge burden. It wasn't going to be easy, and it sort of hit me like a wall.
Just a bag of everything. I had a friend explain it to me like a roller coaster ride that as soon as you got off, you wanted to get back on.
As a carer, I felt very anxious because the uncertainty laying ahead. I think I felt very alone.
I remember a sense of chronic sadness and sorrow, witnessing Mum's decline and the assaults on her dignity.
It's hard, and that's okay. And because you are struggling or feeling tired and worn out does not mean that you're doing a bad job. You're doing an excellent job. I think I want to start by saying that because of her, I'm a better person. And I think it would be unfair to speak of, I guess, the negative impacts of caring without acknowledging that first. I think the biggest challenge really was learning to be brave in the face of watching someone I loved more than myself suffer. It was really hard.
I guess for me, my mum was physically very frail. She had declined significantly in her mobility. The physical burden of having to help her transfer to a commode, help her to wash and toilet, I found that incredibly taxing, both physically and emotionally, because I knew how undermining it was of her dignity. It can be quite confronting at times, and of course I felt I needed to contain some of what I was feeling at those times, and that was tough.
It was also very difficult to get the balance right between being positive or optimistic and realistic, because I didn't want to be negative, but I wanted to be realistic. To manage the feelings, I think it's natural for me to get organised, and I tried to seek out all the information I could.
I tend to deal with things inside myself, so accessing support that allowed me to get space and time where I could just process things on my own was really important to me being able to survive.
A few friends of mine that understood the pressure that I felt or the tiredness, and they would give me a break where they could. My advice to a carer starting this journey would be to be prepared. Life is going to get crazy, and that's okay. You're going to experience the highest highs and the lowest lows.
I think it's really important actually to communicate as well as you can with your the one you're caring for, because if you're both agreeing with what's happening and what you're doing, what they want as well, I think that's critical. And I think it's also very important to have sort of trusted others, friends or family, that you can work with to get through the situation.
Think about what brings you comfort and peace. And for each of us, that's different. For me, it was being able to get some space away from the caring situation and from others, just to be able to spend time on my own processing what I was experiencing. Also, it's important to not be afraid to talk to people who want to support you. I found that people do want to be there for you, but often they don't know how to help.